What's up everybody? We are over here at the Fixer Upper and today we are going to be installing some flooring. We're going to be starting off downstairs in this big old recreational room. I went ahead and got the floor all scraped up from all the drywall, all the mud. It's looking pretty darn good. But before we can go ahead and start laying down the LVP, we first need to go ahead and put down this 6mm plastic right here. The reason why I want to go ahead and do that is because I have a concrete subfloor here and concrete tends to hold some moisture. Also with being a little bit lower level, if there's any water intrusion or anything else like that, I want to try to keep the floors as protected as possible and to reduce any swelling that there might be. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting that down. What we're gonna be using to do this is just this 10 by 100 foot 6mm plastic. I'll go ahead, roll that out, cut it with a utility knife, and then to tape it down, I have a big area, so I don't necessarily need to tape it down, but I do want it to stay secure as I'm laying the floors. So I'm using this yellow Scotch tape. This stuff is generally used for outside. It's very strong. It'll make sure that it stays in place when I go ahead and tape everything down. So with that, let's go ahead and get to it. Officially got all of the 6mm plastic put down inside of this room, so it's time to go ahead and start laying off the flooring. The flooring that I'm using for this place is called Tough Core Elements. The color is Blanca Peak. You can see here it's a really nice LVP, and because this is a below grade room here, I went ahead and made sure that the padding that we got was this cushion pad. The other type of padding that we can use is cork, but you can't use that downstairs. The reason being is that cork will absorb moisture and then you can get a lot of swelling and it just leads to a lot of the failures for flooring down here. Another really important thing for flooring, if you're looking to redo flooring in your own place, is to look over the specs for the type of flooring that you're getting. So this right here has a 20mm wear layer. So what a wear layer is just the clear vinyl coating on top of the planks that are right here, and it gives the flooring the protection that it needs from scrapes, marring, anything like that. A lot of the times, the ones that you get from Home Depot or Lowe's or any of the other box stores, what you're getting is a 12mm wear layer, and it looks great for about 2 to 5 years. If you have dogs or kids, it's gonna be less than that, just because it wears out super fast. And then in another 2 to 5 years, you're gonna be replacing the floors throughout your whole entire place, or it's just gonna look shoddy. So it's worth spending the extra $1 or $2 per square foot to get something that's of a better grade. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and start laying this floor up. Another reason why I really like using this Tough Core Elements product is because it's really easy to install. Right here, as you can see, it has this locking edge that makes it easy for it to snap together and also stay together, so you don't have any issues with it busting apart in the future as people are walking on it, or as it's exposed to, just a lot of foot traffic, everything like that. Then on the other end, you kind of have this edge right here, which is more of a lip. So all you really had to do is just go ahead, feed it in like that, and boom, it's all locked in together. With that, let's go ahead and start installing some flooring. All right, well, as you can see, I've already come up to the very first piece of flooring that I need to go ahead and cut. So I'm gonna show you my fast way of doing this. First thing I'm gonna do is take this piece of flooring and the edge that I would usually connect into here, I'm actually gonna place on the outside. I'm gonna line it up to the area where I need to cut it to. Then I'll take my pencil and go ahead and mark the edge of where the end of the current run is. That gives me the plank length that I need for this run. So with the plank now measured out, I'm gonna go ahead and do the cut. I'm gonna run over here into the hallway where I have everything all set up for doing the cutting. There's a ton of different ways that you can go ahead and cut the flooring. You can run a utility knife with a square along this and try to snap it. I don't necessarily like that because I don't think that you get the cleanest cut from doing that. There's professionals out there that swear by it. That's kudos to them. I prefer to use my circular saw with an ultra fine blade. That just ensures that there's no chipping at the end of the plank that I'm gonna be cutting. You can also use a chop saw, but I just like this because it's nice and small and easy to maneuver around anywhere. I take this 12-inch square, I put it on the back side of the piece of flooring right here, and I made up the saw to be right on that mark. I hold it, and boom, just like that, the flooring's cut, and I can go ahead and lay this. Slide this piece into place. Perfect fit, look at that. Now we can go ahead and start on the second row. Starting out with the second row of doing this flooring here, you'll want to follow your manufacturer's specs as far as how you're supposed to stagger the flooring. There's not a specific way to lay this flooring. They give you some suggested ones, like splitting it half and half. So that'd be one full plank here, and then the next row is gonna be half of that distance back of that plank. And then there's a 33% stack, which essentially every third of the plank, you'll end up seeing a line. So you have one full plank, I'll find about a third of the distance and then go ahead and connect it. The way that I'm gonna lay up this floor is just a random pattern. The only thing you don't want to do is line up all of the seams going across. You don't want to just straight lay right across because that will cause you issues and buckling for your floor. You'll definitely have failure, so don't do that. What a random pattern is that essentially what I do is take the last piece that I cut and I use that as my starter. As long as it's 6 inches long or is 6 inches to either side of where the seam is for the flooring on the previous piece. Now we can go ahead and start laying up this row right here. All right, so as you can see, we ran into our next little hurdle here, which is wrapping around the fireplace. Unfortunately, the planks don't line up so I can keep a straight run going. So I need to go ahead and cut this plank right here to continue the run. So what I'll do for that is go ahead, find the edge of the fireplace. I took the lip of this plank, put it in where it's going to go. And then I can come over here, make a mark just like that. And then I'll measure the gap in between here, and that's how much I need to cut off. I can work. There we go, 1.25 inches. We got that line up. Now I can go ahead, take a jigsaw, cut out this little section. We can lay this piece in and keep going. All right, and with the last row all laid up along the entry point right here, downstairs flooring is all laid up. It's looking really good. I like the color of this flooring, and I think that it turned out pretty darn well. Let me know if you think the same. Drop a comment down below. So yeah, I think with that, we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. We'll be back again tomorrow to go ahead and start laying the upstairs flooring in the main area. So if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow along with this project or any of the other cool ones that we have going on, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.